So welcome everyone to another student interview. This time with me will be my student Matheus. He's having an interesting story. We'll get deeper into it. And before that he was dealing with being maybe a bit overweight, but yeah, you can tell us more in a second. And then we achieved good results, like healing the gut, and then even going to 12% body fat, something like that. I'm gonna add the transformation here. So, yeah, man, who are you? Where are you from? If you can tell us a few words about you, will be much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Seb. So I'm originally from Brazil, grew up in Miami, Florida, and now I live in Lisbon, Portugal. I'm 28 years old now. Um, and yeah, joined Seb's program last year around the summertime as well. Uh, and yeah, learned a lot from you, man. Learned a lot from you, changed a lot of my habits, improved what I eat. Um, and yeah, excited about this interview.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Always in a sunny place, so the sun follows
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah. I grew up next to the beach practically everywhere I went. So, and then choosing Lisbon felt like the natural next place to be after college. So,
What's your favorite place to live in? It's Portugal.
uh, it's hard to say. I mean, I there's so many places I want to live now, but now I'm gonna be here in Portugal. I've been here for 3 years now. Probably gonna be here for another few years. Try and get the passport as well. I want a European passport. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and get that, and then we'll see. We'll see how long I'm gonna stay here. There are other places I want to check out. Hawaii has been on my radar, so that's gonna be one of the goals for the coming few years. So
Following the sun.
yeah, always the sun, man. I can't go without the sun. I could never live in a cold place.
Cool. And what was your situation before working with me? So before the last summer?
Yeah, so before last summer, I didn't really have any sort of guidance or knowledge base on the stuff I was eating. I was kind of just, uh, lost in terms of my diet and what was causing some of the issues that I was having. I had a lot of bloating after meals, some acne as well, inflammation. I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be at the gym as well. So yeah, just a few of those things kind of led to other problems like low energy, crashes during the middle of the day when I'm working. Um, yeah, and things of that sort is what I was struggling with. And then I was talking with a friend of mine over dinner, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy that's super knowledgeable about this stuff. Maybe it's worth getting on a call with him, maybe talking to him about it." And then I, got on a call with you, and we decided to move forward with the program, and here we are.
Oh yeah, Pedro, right? It was Pedro.
Yeah, with Pedro. Yeah.
Okay, what about your physique? What I mean, how was your physique back then? Or what goals did you have for your physique, or let's say, yeah, future expectations?
Yeah. So I was maybe hovering around like 14 to 15% body fat, but I've always been quite underweight. I think one of the things I was struggling with my physique was I would plateau a lot. So I was maybe consistent at the gym for maybe 2, 3 months, and then I would go travel, and then I would like lose all of that consistency, and then have to start over again. And because of that, it was very difficult for me to increase my the weights that I was picking up, my personal records and PRs and stuff. And so yeah, I think yeah, I guess it was not as important as the gut and the inflammation and the the bloating stuff, because for me that was one of the main reasons for joining. But the side effect of that was that I also improved my physique as well. So it was a really nice side effect or benefit that came with it.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is that obviously when you improve your gut health, you're going to absorb better the nutrients. So the nutrients basically can be utilized by your muscle cells, so you can build more muscle mass. You can reduce estrogen. As high estrogen is basically belly fat. So it all starts, from the foundation, from, you know, like the root of the problem. And almost always, the root of a problem regarding our body, it's maybe hormones, like in the majority of the cases. Okay, so your goal was basically just to solve those problems, that you mentioned, energy, brain fog, and so on. And the physique wasn't that important, but you still wanted to improve something, right? And the goal was to reduce your body fat, right? And to increase your muscle mass.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And to stay consistent as well. I think one of the things that I was struggling with a lot was consistency at the gym. Because every time I would go to travel, I would stop working out and stop and go back to eating like shit. And then when I would come back home, I would have to like start from zero again. And uh, and I think having someone there for the guidance as well and the accountability helped a lot with maintaining the consistency.
Yeah. And also, I guess even the structure. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
important to follow structure. Even, for example, yeah, you're traveling and so on. Yeah, you can keep still going on. Yeah, maybe you are living, I don't know. I had a student who was just traveling, all the time. And he was like, I just have these hotel gyms, what we can do with it. Yeah, man, let's find a solution. Like what kind of equipment do you have in that hotel, or okay, you don't have anything, let's implement some home workouts. So yeah, the thing is that there is always a solution, but the worst thing you can do when you see progress is to stop, because you're going to lose that progress and you have to start over again and again. So that's not a good idea.
Mm.
That's not ideal. Okay, and why did you decide to invest in yourself, to achieve these goals?
Well, mainly because I've had this struggle for those struggles for a long time. Like I said before, the bloating, the acne, the low energy. Like it's been for many years that I've had that, and I haven't been able to find like a concrete solution. And I've never hired a nutritionist coach before. Like I've never really invested in my health. Uh, and so for me, it just felt like it was the right time. I was already making some money with my business. I was already more settled in and like ready to really take my health to the next level, essentially. And not just my health, but also my understanding of my health, which I think is the biggest thing. It's because if you don't know what you don't know, right? And so when you start to learn about this stuff is when it starts to really light a spark in your mind. And now that every time I go to restaurants, every time I'm like cooking at home, I start to think about this stuff because I have like a little Seb in the back of my head now, being like, "Are you sure you're gonna eat that?" or stuff. And it's like, and it makes me, yeah, it makes me think a lot more about this stuff and keep myself accountable nowadays. So yeah.
Yeah, seeing the world through different lenses makes sense. Yeah, this is why, so many fitness trainers will just try to keep you for as long as possible, in the program without you like getting educated on the topics. And yeah, what I personally do is actually the opposite, I try to teach people, in a structured manner how to, take care of themselves, for the long term. And then, yeah, basically, um, yeah, I give you everything. So after that, it's up to you what you're gonna do after. I cannot keep your hand, all your life, but at least, I can give you like I can teach you how to fish, You know that saying, don't give a
Yeah,
man a
yeah.
fish, teach him how to fish. Okay, so how do you feel now that you learned how to optimize your metabolic health? And also, yeah, from now on, you definitely have my support, for questions and stuff like that. And also another thing, another question would be, do you know how to face the next stage? Are you confident enough? Do you have the clarity? Are you prepared? The attitude towards that?
Yeah, so in terms of how things are going now, it's going really well. Like inflammation has practically dropped. We were talking about before you started recording the idea where you improve your gut health so much that you become more, how can you say, like more uh, just like you become just stronger. So even when you do um, pivot away from your diet or away from what you should be eating, it doesn't have that big of an effect on your gut anymore because you're kind of like cleared out. You know, I usually don't eat like ice cream and stuff like that. Like that's stuff that I avoid like almost 100% of the time nowadays. But if I ever do have some sort of like cheat day or whatever, it doesn't have that much of an effect as it used to. Before, it's like if I ate like any sort of dairy or some high sugar, you know, product or food, then it would I would notice the effects like the next day. I would start getting some acne or like I would just start feeling low energy, and the side effects of those was almost immediate. And now it's not so much that because I'm so consistent with the right diet and because I know what I'm supposed to be eating all the time and maintaining the good nutrition is it's helped me um, stabilize my metabolic health, so to say.
Yeah.
And the same goes with the gym as well. Like if I can miss like a week or a week and a half, but if I go back, I'm like it's like I didn't miss a day, because I've built up the reps beforehand.
Yeah, makes sense. And also a joke that I'm telling my friends, like when they want to eat, yeah, here in Italy, for example, a pizza, like, bro, you don't deserve that because your hormonal health is not yet on point, or even your gut health. Yeah, just for context, I was discussing with my student, Matheus, before. He was in Bali for 1 month, right? And he didn't
Yep.
get the Bali belly, I think it's called, right? So yeah, one of the reasons is definitely a strong gut health, so you can your system can process the food more effectively without getting sick. So you build some kind of tolerance. Yeah, this is what is happening when you have a balanced diet for a certain amount of time. Of course, for as long as possible will be ideal all the time. Cool stuff. And what would have happened if you decided to do nothing about your situation back then?
I would have kept staying inconsistent. I would have struggled. I would have continued to struggle with the inflammation, the bloating, the low energy. Um, I think I would have eventually looked for some nutritionist or some help with it. Eventually, I don't think I would ever keep going with the problems that I was having. So you kind of came at the right time, and I I would just find another way to solve the problem then.
Makes sense. And in your opinion, why do you think people choose to suffer in silence instead of getting help? Because I can see, like, of course, most men they have some kind of pride, and I'm still like asking myself, like, why do you think is that? I mean, yeah, it's masculine to suffer in a way, but it's also is masculine also to get help, from your brothers. And yeah, what do you think is that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times is people can't see the direct solution or the direct effects that their health is having on their life until something happens, until they get some sort of disease, until something happens, until they, I don't know, God forbid, but like something really bad happens and they're like at the hospital or whatever. So a lot of people wait until that happens to start changing their health instead of changing their health before the bad stuff starts to happen, you know? And so I think a lot of people just are blinded by it. They don't know what they don't know, and until something slap, until reality slaps them in the face, and they decide that they need to change something. But I've always been a believer of um, preventing the problem from showing up in the first place, instead of waiting for the problem to start to appear before you change something. So that was sort of my mentality going into this as well. Is like I didn't have any super obvious problem, like really life threatening problem at first, but I knew that if I had kept going this way, maybe stuff might have gotten worse, or I would have developed some autoimmune issue or whatnot. Maybe my acne would have picked up even more, left scars. Maybe I would have you know stayed skinny my entire life and never bulked up. So it's like things like this, like it gets a lot harder to change your physique, for example, as well, when you're much later in life than starting right now. There's that saying where it's like, the best time was yesterday and the next best time is today to make the change, right? So
Yeah.
the sooner you can tackle this sort of stuff, the better.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because obviously I'm almost 30 and I can see like my mates from the university, people my age, yeah, you can see like people that took care at least a bit, in their 20s. They took care of their bodies. But if not, you didn't, it's getting harder and harder. So the more you wait, the harder it will be. And yeah, the harder will be for you to have more discipline, maybe it will take you like 10x the effort just to have the same results as in your 20s. So it's always good in your 20s to build a great foundation, to be lean, because you can be so effective in your 30s. Just imagine
Yeah,
spending your 30s, solving health problems. Uh, that sucks. I mean, uh,
yeah.
yeah, but this is the
But
reality.
I was on a call with a buddy of mine when I was like 23, 24, and I was talking with him about the fact that I was like so skinny and whatnot, and he was much older. He was like in his 40s, and he was like, man, you don't want to wait until you're older to build up your dream physique, because once you're like around 25 to 26, 27, like your body has already sort of memorized your shape, in a way. Like your skin has already memorized how you look like. So if you wait until much later in life, it's going to be much harder to sort of break that memory, and that bonding that your body has already like decided to stay in. So it's the sooner you can build that you want to live in throughout the rest of your life, the better. Um, uh, because of the
Yeah,
things that we just talked about.
experience and wisdom, it makes sense. Even though I had some good results with, for example, another student, Ryan, in his 40s, and he was training at home, but yeah, again, um, you have to change your habits, You cannot play around anymore. You have to go all in. And in your
Yeah.
40s, that's a different game. Cool stuff. And what do you say is the thing that helped you the most to achieve your success?
It was the accountability, for sure. Having someone there to bounce ideas off of, ask questions. The sessions that we had, Seb, where you were kind of explaining all of the scientific stuff related to what I was going through was really eye opening, and I felt like just having someone there, the guidance was next level, and I think that's what really pushed me to follow all of the advice and be consistent with it.
Interesting. It's the first time I'm hearing this. It's like, okay, here is what you need to do, but also I want to explain to you the mechanism behind because you don't want to be like blind, so you can just follow something and you don't understand what is happening. But yeah, interesting point.
Yeah, I've taken courses like weightlifting courses in the past where it's like they give you the workout routine and then they tell you to like hit a certain number of calories. And back in the day, I just was eating any type of fucking shit just to like get to the calorie count. I was eating like Chipotle almost every day, and that was destroying my gut at the time without me even realizing it. So
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, calories are important, but also they don't matter, if you have a poor metabolic health. So yeah, you can consume whatever you want. Maybe you're gonna lose some fat, but it goes much deeper than that. As you know, like liver detoxification, for example, you need certain nutrients so your liver can do the detoxification properly. You need to reduce estrogen if you're a male, increase testosterone, DHT, and all that stuff. So calories are important, maybe you can have some results, but look, if yeah, you want the maximum, the maximum, let's say, I don't remember that saying, um, bang for your buck or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
bang for your buck. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Because what I was mentioning before regarding the calories was it was like dirty bulk. I was doing like a dirty bulk, where it's just like eat as much as you can and whatnot, or like whatever it is to get the muscle mass. Um, and but the nutrition behind that is really important as well, and what you eat also has an important role.
Yeah, totally. And how you combine the foods and stuff like that. Okay, would you recommend the metabolic health system?
Definitely, definitely. If you're on the fence, I would definitely get into this. Even if you're on the fence, that means there's already something there that's been bothering you. Even if you've been thinking about it, then this is definitely something that you should be getting into. Um, I mean, if you have any doubts, it's usually going to be some sort of fear or procrastination. But again, like we talked about earlier, you don't want to procrastinate on your health. Because if you don't have health, you don't have anything, right? Health is health is the real wealth.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Cool, man. And if you were to start the program again, what if what would you do differently?
If I had to start the program again, what would I do differently? Um, I would probably engage more with people in the community. Probably get on more calls with other people, try and talk with them about their experience, so that I can get some insights from others. Uh, but other than that, man, I feel like I got everything that I needed. I don't think there was anything that I felt like I missed out. I feel like I maximized what was provided. So
Cool, happy to hear that. So yeah, is there anything else you would like to add?
no, that was it. That was it. Thanks a lot, Seb, for the help, man. You really changed the way that I approach my nutrition. This is something that I've been needing to get into like for a very long time, and I just kept delaying it, and I finally decided to pull the trigger with. And luckily, it was with someone that's so knowledgeable and passionate about the subject. So.
And I'm just curious, like, do you use this knowledge with people around you as well, like family or friends, girlfriend, stuff like that?
Yeah, so my parents are definitely into my parents are definitely into that stuff. Me and my girlfriend, we even changed our eating habits now because of because of you. So it's like we eat a lot of the three eggs in the morning, sometimes with the raw cheese and things like that. Um, you know, I've because of the stuff that I've been learning with you, I've been able to translate it here to the house, and so she's also changed a lot of her habits as well when it comes to eating. But with anybody else, not really. I mean, maybe I talk a little bit with Pedro about it, but other than that, nothing else.
So I don't know what happened. I guess his connection dropped. Not a problem with that. Can happen. So yeah, his story was very interesting because the main problems was definitely something in the gut. And right now he built a tolerance. He's traveling around the world. He was in Bali for 1 month and he didn't have any problems. So he built great tolerance, to certain foods. And of course, I want to see him succeed in the future in this game of, improving his health consistently. It's just about the right habits and understanding the mechanism behind, understanding this complex system that we call our body. And yeah, looking forward to see his success in the future as well. So yeah, for you people on YouTube, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this interview. So yeah, if you're looking to get help into this game of health and you want to actually achieve your dream physique, without going to the gym daily and also understanding how your body works, not spending time in the gym, doing it the lazy way, I like to call it. Yeah, you can book a call with me. We can discuss about your situation, your problems, and I'll see you there.